Hello everybody and welcome to the Showcase, where we take a look at articles on Wookieepedia, the Star Wars wiki. Today on the Showcase we take a look at Teemank, so let's get started. Quote, "Oh please, Dr. Kisma Uttersond has a wife and a whole brood of fanlings back on Chad who he'd do anything for, whose lives I guarantee can become miserable just like mine did when the Nihil murdered my beloved wife, Teemank. Bisar Talaperna to Emmerich Captor and C.N. Holt." Teemank was a Chadra-fan female who married the Chadra-fan Bisar Talaperna. After the Great Disaster in 232 BBY, she trained as a pilot with the Republic Defense Coalition to fight against the Nihil pirate organization. However, during the Battle of Kur later that year, she died when shot down by the Marauders. Following this, Talaperna grieved her death and began spying on the Nihil collaborator and doctor, Kisma Uttersond, for the Jedi to avenge her wife. Biography. Quote, "Can you pilot a ship? Teemank taught me a few things, yes, but I was never... I'll do whatever it takes." Emmerich Captor and Bisar Talaperna. The Chadra-fan female Teemank was married to the Chadra-fan Bisar Talaperna for many years during the High Republic era. Following the Great Hyperspace Disaster in 232 BBY, she joined the Republic Defense Coalition to fight the Nihil pirate organization plaguing the galaxy, despite her wife begging her not to. Although the Coalition told Teemank she was too old and that Chadra-fan did not need the Republic, the woman persevered through her fear of heights to train as a pilot. Teemank then taught Talaperna some of her piloting knowledge, though the latter remained relatively inexperienced. During her first deployment to the Kur Nebula against the Nihil in the Battle of Kur the same year, the Marauders shot Teemank's ships down, killing her. Her wife deeply grieved the pilot's passing, becoming miserable after her death. Not long after, Jedi Master Emmerich Captor contacted Talaperna and asked her to spy on the Chadra-fan Nihil collaborator and doctor, Kisma Uttersond, on the Outer Rim planet Chad. She agreed, finding the strength to do so in Teemank's memory, and eventually came to understand that her wife had initially joined the conflict to fight for her family. While attempting to place a tracking device on a Nihil freighter in 230 BBY, the vessel began to take off before she could stick the technology in place. Talaperna instead boarded the vessel, expounding that she was doing this for Teemank, and reported the ship's coordinates to the Jedi. Captor led a group of starfighters to the location, engaging in a skirmish with the Nihil convoy present. Captor then boarded the vessel the spy was on, but was eventually forced to flee from the freighter with Talaperna with the assistance of the private investigator C.N. Holt, as the Jedi's encounter with one of the Nihil's force-draining nameless creatures had left him incoherent. While aboard Holt's ship, Talaperna told those present of Teemank's death to the Nihil while threatening Uttersong to reveal information about the pirates, insinuating that they could go after the doctor's family if he was uncooperative. Personality and traits. Quote, "For Teemank, Bisar Talaperna as she boarded a Nihil freighter. Teemank and Talaperna were in a committed relationship for a number of years, caring deeply for each other. However, the former felt deeply compelled to join the fight against the Nihil despite the protests of her wife. The pilot was afraid of heights but nevertheless trained as a Republic pilot, which Talaperna respected. After Teemank's death, her wife deeply grieved her partner and helped spy on a Nihil collaborator to avenge her death, often inspired by the pilot's courage to carry on. Equipment. While operating with the Republic Defense Coalition, Teemank flew a ship. Behind the scenes. Quote,
"We get a lot of Uttersond, who I think is a fascinating character, and I wanted to build up his family life and his backstory stuff, but I also wanted a counterpoint to him and to get someone who's really invested in stopping the Nihil and helping the Republic for her own personal family reasons, because her wife was killed in the Battle of Kur."
Daniel Jose Older on how Teemank was created for Bisar Talaperna's backstory. Teemank was first mentioned in the 4th issue of the Star Wars The High Republic Trail of Shadows comic books miniseries. The issue was written by Daniel Jose Older, published by Marvel Comics, and released on January 26, 2022 as part of the Star Wars The High Republic Multimedia Series Phase 1. While being interviewed on Star Wars The High Republic show, Older explained that Talaperna's strong motivations for defeating the Nihil were family motivated due to Teemank's death, serving as a contrast to Uttersong's character arc. Thanks everyone for watching, and we hope you've enjoyed this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, this is Spooky Willow signing off, and may the Force be with you.